Hello, everybody, and welcome out to another week of Pod of War. I'm your host, Eowif Gizmo, joined by massive Dash Chris McGilly.
All right, everyone.
The audio listeners almost appreciate that. And Mr. Craig Warren.
Hello.
So how are we doing today, gentlemen?
Pretty good.
On this snowy Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Any snow in Wellington, Chris?
Thank God it's actually snowed in.
No, it's mainly ice and water now.
I see, and obviously...
And water.
And water.
No fire and flames.
We carry... Anyway, Bristol's a bit snowy, but we'll be alright. So, gentlemen, before we get to the tots, let's see what we've all been playing. So, Craig, what have you been playing this week?
Well, I've been playing is just me pure assault because I've basically just been playing Immortals all week.
Nice.
And I think I've pretty much lost most of the week's actual progress. So that is frustrating due to Ubisoft's normal shenanigans with their saving.
So is it the whole week, or is it just like one session?
I think so. It's literally the whole part of the map I've lost. So I was literally at the end of each section you do a vault for your god that's in that section, and I'd just done the vault for the section I was in, and it's taken me all the way back to the vault of the previous section, which is
that sucks.
Fun and games. So that is put in the Chris Mengele terms, that's going on the shelf for the moment. So I cannot be bothered to do all of that again for now.
That's two Ubisoft games in a row. You've had that almost identical issue.
2 for 2.
Yeah.
2 for 2.
Assassin's
I
Creed,
think it's
no issues, just to let you know.
I think it's something to do with their store. It's something, I think for the Watch Dogs, it's something to do with the fact their servers have to be connected all the time for their store.
Yeah, the Ubisoft Connect shenanigans.
Yeah, and I think it looks like that's the same thing that's happening on Immortals. And I think it's something to do with Quick Resume on Xbox as well, which is probably not helping. But...
I literally never use Quick Resume. I just refuse to. I close every app.
I love it.
I've heard too many horror stories. I'm just like, no, I'm not.
So yeah, that's Immortals at the moment. Other than that, all I've done is start Donut County this morning, which I played like half an hour of. Seems fun, to be fair.
Yeah,
it's like a vacuum simulator for Dave. You literally are just a hole in the ground and you just vacuum stuff up with some very, very basic puzzle mechanics, let's say. But yeah, it's easy game to score. It's on Game Pass now.
There we go. That's
I've
literally
got platinum for it on.
Yeah, I'd imagine I'll be getting 1,000 G's probably by the end of today. I'm gonna assume.
So what have you been playing?
Yeah, that's my stockpile.
I've been playing. Similar to Craig, I've been playing Cyberpunk all week.
Very similar to Donut County.
Well,
tricky.
I actually did start playing some Donut County as well. Started it yesterday, I think. Obviously, I've played it before. Just going for like the easy 1000G, really. On Xbox, yeah, but playing more Cyberpunk. I'm 28 hours in now. I'm on the sort of last mission for the story. But there's I'm doing like the character missions and that at the moment. It's not as, let's say, Outer Worlds, not as good as that, because obviously you have your characters with you all your time in your ship and stuff like that. But I'm currently doing the missions for like Panam, Judy, Kerry, I can't remember the other guy's name. River.
We won't know it, so that's fine.
You could just make anything you like up.
Yes, so I'm doing like their character sort of like missions at the moment, so do all their missions, for instance, and then that affects the like I said, I got the last mission available, but doing those will affect the last mission. It's like who will help you, what choices you can make and stuff like that.
Sounds very similar to The Witcher 3, the last mission.
Yeah, so if I don't do the Judy mission, she won't help me in the last one, for instance. So I'm doing all them, and I'll have I should have all the choices and that. I may have missed something earlier on in the game, which may affect the last mission, but yeah, should give you all the choices. So I'm pretty much done, but I've like I said, I think I've got most of Judy's missions to do and most of River's still to do, and then do the last one. And then based on my choice, we'll open up a few more missions and stuff. So yeah, but I am almost finished with it, so it'll be over. I reckon 35 hours, most probably. That's most of the story, but you could make it a bit short if you didn't bother. Like, I don't care about Judy, I'm not going to do her missions, for instance. I'm not going to make her choice anyway in the final mission. Or, you can make it short. We just also had update 1.1, and 1.2 is still to come. This is sort of like the last fix sort of updates from when they put out the thing. Played it last night, first time after 1.1. I'm still not trying it in frame rate mode because obviously the previous one it's a bit dodgy. So I'm still playing on the graphical mode, so I'm still obviously 30 frames, and I'm sure it looks better. Unless it's just my mind, like, oh, you got an update, it looks better. But I'm sure the lighting, like going down the street, and that I'm pretty sure the lighting does look better. And then we've only, like I said, 1.2 is coming soon, and then the game, basically, that's the game finished of current gen version. And previous episodes I mentioned, like at the start of the game seemed a bit samey, bit, next gen version is not going to make the missions any better and stuff like that. But the last few missions we had, especially at the end of Act 2, be really good. It's got much better at the end. At the end, obviously, it just took like 18 hours to get to like those last missions and that. But before it's just like, oh, do so end of the car chase always.
Nice.
But yeah, that has got really good. Now.
So what's the Penguin score so far? What's the out of 10? What's the Penguin score so far?
8.
8. It's, it's an average on the Penguin score. The 8 goes from the trash to the Kojima on the Penguin score. Well, that's good, Penguin. So,
it's more than an okay.
It's more than okay, but it's not quite a masterpiece.
Yeah. Until I got to like the end of like Act 2, I would have given it like a 6.5, 7. I would have gone, this is pretty average Western RPG. Having better graphics isn't going to improve the missions, but like I said, the last few missions have like quality's got right up.
Is it better than the Outer Worlds? Because you've played the Outer Worlds, and the Outer Worlds is better.
Yes,
that's fair. It looked from outside looking in, I would probably agree. But I will play Cyberpunk at some point this year, maybe, when it's on sale and it's got a next gen version, I think. As for me, I've played a lot of games this week. So I've had 6 days off, which is obviously at the end now. So the sadness is starting to set in. I have, to Craig's absolute disgust, I have been basically the PS4 bitch this week. So I've been playing Dirt 5 on base PS4. Really weird version of the game. So it has graphic settings for some reason on base PS4. And when I loaded it up, I naturally went for frame rate, which gives it like a 40 to 60. And then I would say maybe 480p. Like, it's so ugly. Honestly, like, I'm not one for that either. And I was watching, I was like, I can't read the text. And it's like why they've like left that option on. So I'm back on the 1080p-ish, like the 900p 30 mode. It's a really good game. I think it's like in that mode, it's quite a good looking game. But it's a really good game. It just plays well. It's fun. It's colourful. Really recommend that. I think I'm about 10 hours in. I kind of want to go for the platinum. I know there's 2 difficult trophies, but all the rest of the trophies look pretty straightforward. So I'm gonna aim to get that. And then the other one I've been playing, I am 17 hours into Persona 5 Royal, and it is.
So you're in the tutorial one.
Yeah.
I've not finished the tutorials, my friend. I think the tutorials continue for another 20 hours, but yeah, it's incredible. It's a lot better than 5, which is weird because it's similar. Because obviously the main structure is the same, but everything I've played has had something different. Like, each dungeon has been different. There's new characters. The stuff's been streamlined. The battle systems, they've added a couple of things to the battle system, which is fun. Like the technicals, I don't think were in the first version. The grapple hook as well, which is in the dungeons, which is definitely not in 5 base. So it's good for what I paid for it. I think it was like 20 quid. I think it's more than enough. I still think they should have just done if you've got 5, get the DLC. But I know Japan is kind of always done this like director's cut version. Like, how many times has Street Fighter put like 12 versions of the same game out? Like, how literally, like Street Fighter 2 there's like 20 versions of. So but yeah, it's incredible. Like, obviously Craig would love it. It's a super anime JRPG. Chris should definitely play it some more when he gets a PlayStation again. But yeah, and obviously
what palace are you on?
I am still on Madarame or whatever, but I'm like I'm doing like everything. Like, my social stats are really high for where I am, and I'm doing all the side quests and stuff. So I want again. I would quite like to platinum it because the trophies again are pretty
really
doable.
Platinum.
Yeah, it's very doable. It's just
for a Persona game, it's pretty doable.
Yeah, it's one playthrough and you haven't got to do it on hard. So like that's the main thing. I'm playing on normal or classic or whatever the middle range is, because it does get quite difficult if I don't, because if you don't level, you're just getting smashed by like the Reaper and stuff. So, and yesterday I played Titanfall 2 for like 6 hours. And it's great. People should go back to that game. If you have Game Pass, it's on there. Craig, play it. Do it.
It's now installed, to be fair. It's finally there.
It's one for the good guys team. Just got to get him on Sleeping Dogs, which will be the New Year stream with Craig.
Yeah.
So, with what we've been playing out the way, let's get on to our topic of the show. Tots. So this week we were going to do. I know last week we were going to do news. We're not going to do news because you don't need to know that Xbox decided to do something stupid and then changed it immediately. And Resident Evil looks
They've
cool.
Made it better.
They have made it better. They've taken away the free-to-play barrier, which is good.
Yeah.
So it's, but we don't want to get into the Xbox PlayStation debate this week because I think me and Craig could quite happily just call foul to some of the Twitter users that. Yeah. Anyway. So we're going to do the fantasy draft this week, boys, because obviously we're well known for doing a fantasy draft. There's a draft on this YouTube channel that has over 11,000 views, which is hilarious. So I suspect we won't get that on this, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to do the
because Kenny Dyster's not on this one.
Well, you could there's got to be a wrestling game on it. So what we're going to do after I switch over to Pod of War. So what we're going to do here is the fantasycritic.games yearly fantasy draft, I guess is the word I'm looking for here, boys.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen this before, if I just switch over to using this crazy technology and cover our faces on OBS so we can see what it looks like. So as you can see on here, it is like a fantasy football league. We each draft games and how we think we can do. You get points if it's above a 70 on OpenCritic, and you lose points if it's less. And there is 2 counter picks.
Bonus points if it's over 90 as well.
Bonus points over 90, yeah. I'm really bad at explaining rules for this kind of stuff. But there's 2 counter picks each. We're going to draft 9 games now, and then later in the year we can pick up 9 games with our budget. It's a minimum of $1 per game. I suspect it will be more than that when we start playing, so I'll just take this back to our lovely faces. So we're going to see what we do.
Chris is the expert at this.
So Chris has done this before, and is the man that knows all the weird indie games. Craig obviously only plays on Xbox, so it's...
Although I do have a strategy of pretty much just drafting Japanese and,
Yeah, just
anything trendy.
Anything Sony is probably going to get you some points.
I'll be saying stuff that I don't even know what it is, but it's Japanese, so I'll just be saying it.
That is the stress.
That's the plan.
You say that, but that was my plan last year. Like, I thought, everyone loves the Switch. Everyone loves Brain Training on the DS. Let's go for Brain Training on the Switch. It reviewed really poorly.
I'll tell you, out of all the Switch games you could have picked, that probably wouldn't have been, the one that I went to. But
it was like my 6th pick or something, but that was like and then it's like, I'm gonna get Medal of Honor because it's Respawn and making a VR exclusive. That'd be good, especially if Half-Life Alyx. That was not good. So
it's also interesting this year, isn't it? Because obviously everything's getting delayed. So the difficult thing is picking stuff that is actually going to come out.
Yeah, for sure. And
there's a lot of stuff that's announced that probably isn't going to come this year.
There's obviously 9 each. We got to pick 27 games. So
that is some good maths there from Pengi. Right. So then, boys, without further ado, we begin with Mr. Chris Pengelly, who's of course is Disobedient Canine. This is his publisher because he thinks he's funny. So, Chris, what is your first pick?
I am typing it in now.
Because obviously I have to do it here, I believe. Is that how it works?
Nope, I will select and I have drafted my first game. And my first game is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
So you have been able to do that. Okay, so I think I can do Craig's for him if he doesn't want to, but it sounds like you can do yours, Craig. So can you do that?
I'll let you do it.
You let me do
it. I
have
no idea where I'm going.
Okay.
Oh, actually, we haven't met. I might.
Obviously, we're very technical people, so...
There we go. It's my turn to draft. Hang on a second.
So why have you gone for Ratchet and Clank, Chris?
It is... One, it's the number one game on the games list. There's a list based on height factor and predicted score, and it is the number one pick. It was also the game I picked first, the G-Naval one, so I've been consistent. And it's a PlayStation exclusive, and the Ratchet and Clank games all reviewed very well in the past, apart from the one game. So I'm expecting like 95s. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Sony games always get higher points anyway, so I think it's a good pick. It's a solid pick. What are you thinking, Craigo?
Right, I'm thinking I'll let you do it because I am confused already. So
Right, okay, you tell me what you want, and I'll make it.
So I will take Monster Hunter Rise.
It's a good pick
because that is pretty much guaranteed to actually come, and obviously the last Monster Hunter game reviewed very, very well. So I think that's a solid choice.
Right, that is. I think that's put a noise as I've done it. So I apologise to people.
Yeah, it's down. I can see it on the screen.
Right. So now for me at JBot Productions.
And obviously you get 2 picks because we're snaking.
There you go, see. I'm not just a pretty face. So I'm going to go for consistency as well. And go for Horizon Forbidden West. Now my only worry is I don't know if it's actually going to come out this year. But I think it will.
Yeah,
so we're going to go for that. And secondly,
I think it's the safer of God of War.
Of that and God of War, it's the safest one. It's also my favourite PS4 game is the first one. So, and obviously it will. It's because on PS4, I kind of feel like it will come this year.
Yeah.
And so for my other one, I'm going to take it away from Chris. I'm going to go for Resident Evil Village because we saw quite a lot of that game this week, and it looks as good as 7, if not better. So I think that is going to do very well. I'm not going to play it, but I think it will do very well. So we're back now to Craig. What's a Stadia? Don't at me for Craig's name, by the way. That's all him. So that's all him.
I'm going to go for something that I know absolutely nothing about. Yeah. But it's a trendy game. Hollow Knight Silksong.
So Hollow Knight, the first Hollow Knight, is an incredible 2D Metroidvania that is on Game Pass, and I can't recommend it to you enough.
Reviewed very well.
And I think if Silksong comes out this year, it will review well. But yeah, you should play Hollow Knight for sure, Craig, because it's on Game Pass. Like, if you liked Ori, you will like it.
I may even be in the credits because I bat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
The standard Chris Pengelly.
So the top 5 games are all gone now, according to the hype factor.
Yeah, I mean, we've having drafted Kenny Dyster in the past, we know not to make that mistake again.
Yeah.
So Chris is up now for game number 2.
Alright, excellent, thank you. I will draft my game. I can't spell though.
Smashing that keyboard.
Cool. And I've drafted Bravely Default 2.
Which is a JRPG for the Switch.
Yeah.
I don't think Bravely Default reviewed as well as you think it did.
It got 80s.
I think it was okay. Yeah, low 80s.
They both got like mid 80s, and Octopath also got about that as well. So I'm thinking like 85. Give 15 points. Simple on the board.
Right, Craigo. What do you think?
Right, I'll go for a remake.
Right.
I'll go for Nier Replicant version, whatever it is.
So Nier Replicant is the remake of Nier / Nier Replicant from the PS3.
You can't have it. This down as a remaster.
It is on the list, yeah, because it's a reimagining.
It's a remake.
It's a reimagining. So this year they've changed it. So there's different levels of remake, and it's not Mario 3D World, which is just the same game.
Yeah.
Whereas
if it's in yellow, it's eligible. If it's orange, it's not. Basically,
it does. Oh, hang on. I think now Chris has got it because it is going back down to Chris for some reason. Oh yeah, because Chris had 2. Okay.
Wow.
Give me 2 seconds. We're professional boys.
Oh, of course, yeah. Chris should snake back again.
There we go. So we've resumed. Back to Chris. Cool. No problems there, boys and girls. Obviously, that's ruined Craig's next pick. So if Pengels wants to snipe him, he can.
No, I will not take that.
Good. Good. Let's have team play.
I am going to take.
I think
Lego
Chris's
Star
picks are
Wars.
the most interesting because it could be anything, can it?
So it's Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, Chris.
Yeah.
Talk us through it. I'll pick Craig's while I'm doing this.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. The Lego games always do well. They vary. They always do okay, but this one it seems like they're actually taking their time with it. Like they've changed the camera angle, for instance. There's now like a behind the shoulder sort of camera angle and stuff. Yeah, it looks good. So that's why I've gone for it.
So I'm gonna go for. It's difficult now. You're starting to get into games that may or may not do well. So, do I want to go really risky or sort of risky? So I'm going to
Obviously, the risk is if you go really risky, we can counterpick you, and then you can't.
And I can't
drop
get
it.
rid of it. I can't drop it. So, I reckon I'm going to go for Solar Ash.
What on earth
So
is
Solar
Solar
Ash-
It's
Ash?
going to come out this year.
That's the only worry, but it's listed for this year, and I think it will. So it is a sort of spiritual sequel to Hyper Light Drifter, which is like a top-down like adventure Zelda-y sort of indie game.
Yeah.
They've shown it a couple times, I think, and it looks a big step up. So it's a risky one, but I think it's worth taking the risk. And as it is snaking, I have to go again.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take another risk, and I'm going to go for the game that is actually coming out the soonest, and I'm going to go for the Medium, which I know is risky because it's an Xbox game and they always review worse.
It is.
But I think I like the look of it, and it's coming out long enough before Resident Evil that I don't think that's going to affect it. Because obviously the only people that have played Resident Evil are people with PS5s. Have played that demo, so I think. If you catch what I'm saying,
Pointing the board early.
Yeah, and it's one of those like it will probably get counterpicked, so it's a good one to put in there to tempt you boys. So we're back down to Le Craigo.
Cool. I will take
Control.
I think it's a timed PlayStation exclusive. I will take Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Ah, yes, Kena Bridge of Spirits.
This looks very much like a review darling game. Actually, looks good in general, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a PS4, PS5 like adventure game. It's either going to go one or the other way, right? It's either going to be really good or it's going to be kind of crap. So, looks beautiful. Cool. That's the thing. And again, that's already been delayed once. Will it make the year?
I think it's supposed to come in March, isn't it?
It's supposed
to stay in March, yeah.
Right, I will draft next, and I'm going one for a game that's even out quicker than Medium. It's out on Tuesday, actually.
Oh, huge.
And that is Cyber Shadow.
Yeah, it's coming to Game Pass, right?
Game Pass.
Yep.
Cyber Shadow is a 16-bit like type of game, isn't it? Right, something like that.
Yeah, and as it's me again, I will go for my next pick. I'm going to go for Psychonauts 2.
See, that was the one. I had my eye on.
Literally about to go for that. Yeah.
So,
should do well. Another Game Pass game. Double Fine games are weird because I don't think they actually review that well, but I'm sure it will.
I at least thought like the first one reviewed pretty well, and then no one bought it.
Yeah, that no one ever buys them, but obviously because it's Game Pass, it might do okay.
Yeah.
All right, Craigo, what's up next, kid?
Is it me again? Oh, it's Chris had his 2 picks.
Yes.
Cool. I'm going to keep my strategy going of PlayStation Japanese or anything like that, and go for Returnal.
Returnal. Okay, let me find Returnal.
Because this is coming fairly soon, I think. And it does actually look good again, so...
Returned.
Yeah.
That's a prime counter pick for me. I reckon that could be. Right, so I've got to start going ballsy now, because, I think it's time. I don't think God of War is going to come this year, so I'm not going to do that. I don't think Elden Ring is going to come this year, so I won't do that. But I think a game that's kind of going under the radar that might review quite well is Far Cry 6. So I'm going to go for Far Cry 6. And I
think
believe
that's a solid pick, to be fair.
it's me again, so I will go. Do I start going ballsy now? That's the question. Because you're looking at these lists of games, of stuff that could be coming this year, and you're like, stuff like Disgaea 6 probably do quite well. Craig's never heard of any of them. Darkest Dungeon 2, you know. Was Bayonetta 3 going to come out, Chris? I don't think so.
That's not going to come out.
So, I had it here a minute ago. I'm going to go incredibly ballsy. And it's really unnecessarily ballsy. But I'm going to go for Forza Horizon 5.
Ooh, okay.
We've heard enough rumours. I kind of believe, and that game will review well. So
if it comes out,
you're
in the money.
I'm in the money, so I'll take that risk.
Yeah.
That's one of those where if we counter pick that, I guess
you're in trouble if it comes out.
If it comes out, we're doomed, aren't we?
Yeah, you're in trouble because the lowest one of those is like 85 or something, I think, which is the first one.
There's going to be a 90 in it.
Yeah, I counter-picked Assassin's Creed Valhalla. At the time, it wasn't even called Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It was just unannounced Assassin's Creed. And it's like, well, Ubisoft aren't going to bring out Watch Dogs Legion, Gods and Monsters, and unannounced Assassin's Creed all at the same time. The only one we haven't seen is unannounced Assassin's Creed. I will counter-pick that. And obviously it come out and it reviewed very well. It's like, damn it.
It's unfortunate.
It is.
Yeah.
So, Craig,
my logic was pretty good, but...
That's good, Pengle's logic.
I'll take a game that was on Microsoft's confirmed exclusive list for this year, which is 12 Minutes.
Okay.
And this is the game that has the ensemble cast of William Dafoe, and I think Daisy Ridley's in it, so I can see that.
Yeah.
It's just if it comes, because it's they've shown it for years. Literally years.
It's confirmed this year. Microsoft have done it on their list.
It's supposed to come out in December, and it got delayed, so it must be nearly sort of done, because it was dated, and then it suddenly got... So.
I'm loving Craig's list, by the way. It's the most un-Craig list I've ever seen.
You can see the strategy.
Yeah, right. Pengy, you're up, kid.
Okay, cool. Well, I will draft...
Kenny Dystra.
Do I go...
Icy champ.
If it comes out, I've put it in my other draft. If it comes out, it's going to review well. And that is Shin Megami Tensei 5.
I don't think it's going to come this year.
No.
I think you won't get that and 3HD. And 3HD is closer to being done, so I think you'll get that. And then...
Well, 3HD's even out in Japan. So...
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get a 5 this year. But we'll see. We'll see.
And then I'm going for Neo: The World Ends With You.
Nice, another Japanese RPG that Craig's not heard of. I don't know. Yep. I don't think World Ends With You reviewed that well on Switch because the controls are weird. But if it's obviously been built up for the Switch, it might be better.
It's been built for, and it's coming to PS4 as well. So
right. So it should be able to use a controller.
Normal controller in mind, unlike the DS port of the first one. So.
Yeah. Right, Craig. Game number 7 for you.
Back to me. I'll take It Takes Two, which is made by the guy that did A Way Out.
He's a weird dude, Joseph Fares.
Yeah.
It Takes Two. Done. Another out there pick for you, Craig.
Mm-hmm. I'm really trying to go for stuff that I know will come out. Will come out.
So I'm going to go for Deathloop first, because I think that game is going to do well when it comes out. And then because I have the biggest bollocks of all of us, I'm going to go for Halo Infinite.
Oh,
and it's a risky strategy because I generally think it's going to be poor, but if they get it right, I'm in the money because that's a guaranteed counter pick for someone, isn't it? So, right, we're back around to Le Penguin. No, we're not.
No,
it's Craig. Sorry, sleep.
Back to me. I will take just because it has. I'm literally just looking down my list. Just because it has the name Persona in it. I will take Persona 5 Strikers.
That you won't be able to have. It came out in Japan already.
Is it released internationally?
Yeah, it came out last year. Yeah, sorry. Because I've pre-ordered that game and it's going to be good.
In that case...
Mitsu gave it a 40 out of 40, so you would have been in the money, Craig.
Okay. Solid logic, at least. I'll take Little Nightmares 2 then. slightly safer.
Because you just played Little Nightmares 1, haven't you? So you're...
Yeah. I think that's a solid, it will at least be an 8 out of 10 game.
And that is coming out soon as well.
Yep.
Do. Right.
Cool.
It's time for the big dog. He's got his last 2 picks now.
Right,
So make
do
them
I
count.
go... Right, I'm
So
going
none
to go
of-
for one.
None of you have gone
Die.
ballsy, so you need to start going ballsy, I think.
I'm going for one that I've actually just put a bid in on the G-Namer one. I did for Psychonauts 2, I did not win this. This one I've seen some really good things about it. I don't know how it actually reviewed, but current press is pretty good, and that's Loop Hero.
Right? Never heard of it. Even I have never heard of that. Can you
Yeah,
explain what
so-
that is, Pengy?
It's like a top-down roguelite thing. I don't really know what it is, I just know it's
It's an indie game,
being
so you're
talked
like, yeah, nice.
it's been told around. And then I will draft my last one and go for... I hope its length doesn't affect its review, because I expect it's going to be very, very short, and it's a full price game, but it's new Pokemon Snap.
Oh, that is a risk, Chris Pengelly. That is a risk. I think that's not going to review that well.
Yeah, I think because it's mostly going to be like short.
The
like,
first one was like an
3
hour,
hours.
so
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's going to be like 3 hours and it's 50 quid. But
We'll see. It's
it's a
Pokemon,
Nintendo
so
game,
it
it's a
stands,
Pokemon
stands a
game.
chance. Right, Craigie, it's your last one, mate. Let's make it count.
That's my last one.
Yeah.
Cool. I will go for, I think it's eligible, because I think technically it's a remake, and that is Crossfire X.
Is the single player.
Yep. I think it's down as one game on there.
Yes, it is. That is an incredibly out there pick.
Yep. Simply because Remedy are making the single player. I suspect that will be good.
It's interesting how they review it, don't they? Because obviously you got the free-to-play multiplayer, and then the single player's like DLC. So will they just review the free-to-play bit? I know they'll review the DLC, but will like the Open Critic score be on the free-to-play part?
It's a risk. It's a risk. It's a good risk, I think, but it is a risk nonetheless.
That's why I've not contemplated Overwatch 2, for instance, because it's just like a weird expansion to Overwatch 1. So I'm like, well, how does it review?
So I'm torn between 2 choices for my last one, boys. I'm torn between Gran Turismo
I still
7
got enough.
and Gotham Knights.
Okay. Neither
Because-
of them was on my list. I still got, I had 27 games down on the list, and I still got 11 games that none of you have picked.
I think a lot of stuff we're waiting to see if it's actually going to come out this year. Because I think if Gran Turismo 7 comes out this year, I'm in the money. Like, it's guaranteed points. But equally, it could not come out this year. Because it's Gran Turismo and it always gets delayed.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be first half of 2021, allegedly.
Mhm.
Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights will come out this year, though. That's the thing. And
Which one's that? 'Cause there's 2.
So Gotham
Is
Knights.
that the co-op one?
Gotham Knights is the co-op one, not the
Yeah.
not the Destiny one. And they showed gameplay when they announced it. It looked really good as well. So it's just whether the fact that it's co-op and it's not Rocksteady. 'Cause it's not Rocksteady, is it? It's
No,
it's the other team. It's the ones in mid Origins.
Yes.
Because it's whether it will get reviewed badly because it's not the main team, which is what happened to Origins. But I think it's pretty safe. I think it's safer than Gran Turismo, but Gran Turismo is more ballsy. So I'm going to go safe and go Gotham Knights. So, boys and girls, it's time for the counter picks. So do you want me to read out the current picks before we go into the counter picks?
Yeah, can do.
So, Massive Das, Disobedient K9 has gone for Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Bravely Default 2, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, Cyber Shadow, Psychonauts 2, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Neo The World Ends With You, Loop Hero, and new Pokemon Snap. Craig with What's a Stadia has gone for Monster Hunter Rise, Hollow Knight Silksong, Nier Replicant version 1.22474487139, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Returnal, 12 minutes, It Takes Two, Little Nightmares 2, and Crossfire X. And I at JBot Productions have gone for Horizon Forbidden West, Resident Evil Village, Solar Ash, The Medium, Far Cry 6, Forza Horizon 5, Deathloop, Halo Infinite, and Gotham Knights. So it is, I believe it's my turn to do the counter pick first.
Yes.
It is. So of all those games,
So can we counter pick the same as each other, or can we only do?
only do one, I believe. And we should only do one.
Okay.
It makes it more interesting. And this locks in the game.
There's
So you
two
won't be
counter
able,
picks.
so you won't. Yes, two
Yeah,
counter
it's
picks.
2 picks, but obviously
So you won't be able to drop the game.
we both, yeah.
So with that,
like,
I'm going to straight away go for Crossfire X. Even though it's Remedy, I just don't see it. So, Craigo, your first counter pick.
I'm going to go for, just because I think it's kind of a wounded animal at this point, Halo Infinite.
Oh, it's Mr. Xbox. That's got to hurt, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Craig has gone for Halo Infinite. Pengy, your first one.
I am looking, and because I don't think it's going to come out, I just need to reload the page, and there we go, draft counter. As I don't think it's coming out, I've gone for Solar Ash.
Nice. It's just all pick on Dave time, innit? That's what it is.
And it's me again. Now this is hard. It's the next pick because I'm thinking like Forza Horizon 5. If it doesn't come out, and we've seen Forza Motorsport, so you think the one we've seen is the more likely one to come out?
You'd think.
And we had it in the Motorsport thing. So if it doesn't come out, but if it does, that's like minus 20 points for me. So it doesn't. So that's a Gotham Knights. That's one because, like you said, it's not the main team.
It's whether
So
it gets
people
less than 70, though, innit? That's the thing. Like,
Yeah,
will it get less
it's
than 70?
unlikely. It's unlikely to get less. It's like going to be. Well, it's not as good as Arkham or Arkham Asylum. It still gets 78 or something like that. So it's a hard one.
It is difficult, Pengy.
I'm going for.
He's thinking hard.
Yeah, this, like I said, is.
See, I've got one ready. If Craig doesn't take it,
I think I know what you're thinking.
it's always a dangerous game to think what I'm thinking. Come on, Chris. That's.
No,
He can't. He just can't decide.
I've gone for It Takes Two.
It takes two. So
Okay.
Pengy
Yeah.
go for 2 indie games, which is interesting. So Craig, here's yours because you get to go before me. Is it?
See, I was following similar logic to Pengles. I was eyeing up Horizon 5, even though on the last podcast I said that was my prediction that comes out. But I think that's just too big of a risk to take. Like Chris said, that is, you're going to get, if that does come out, you are basically doomed at that stage, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I think I'll go for something a bit safer and go for new Pokemon Snap.
Bollocks. That's what I was going to go for.
I thought that was what you were going for, Dave.
That's what I would have gone for. Because I also.
Mainly because I haven't heard of a lot of what else is on Chris's list, so I have no idea whether it review well or not.
Right, so this puts me in a predicament now. So I've got a choice out of 12 minutes, Bravely Default 2, Cyber Shadow, Hollow Knight Silksong, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Lego Star Wars, Little Nightmares 2, Loop Hero, Monster Hunter Rise, Neo The World Ends With You, Nier Replicant, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank, Returnal, and Shin Megami Tensei 5. So basically, do I think Shin Megami Tensei 5 is going to come out? And do I think Returnal or Neo The World Ends With You is going to get more than 70? Maybe Little Nightmares 2, but then I think that's an 80 if it's not broken. Lego Star Wars could get less than 70, but it's a different type of Star Wars. It's a different type of Lego game, so
That also might is its disadvantage going for a third person behind the camera thing. Yeah, people might not like it. I don't know.
Nier Replicant, is that going to get really high?
It didn't review.
The original didn't review well, but then
no,
it's a niche game. But Automata reviewed okay, so
yeah. I think it will review better this time than it did because people are playing Automata.
It's trendy now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm like, this game's actually good. It's the problem with Demon Souls. Like PS3 when it first came out, like the reviews are all over the place, and now it's like 95.
No, it's a Soulsborne game, so it's got to be a 9 at least.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for Bravely Default 2. The demo wasn't convincing.
Okay.
If I'm honest.
That's it. That's the draft.
That is draft. So let's pull this draft
so
off now.
So the first game to come out is Cyber Shadow.
Yeah, so we've got... Here's the whole list. It shows here the upcoming games. So obviously we're going to find out... We'll find out some points this week between me and Chris. So I'm to be honest with you, I am genuinely pleased that none of you decided to counterpick the medium, because I think that was a risky one for me. So because you didn't, I'll take that, boys. I'll take that all day.
I think it's gonna review.
It'll be one or the other.
Yeah, I think you'll get at least.
I hope it's like 8, 9. But so
yeah, I think it'll be like low 8, high 7, so like 79, 82, something like that.
Yeah, and obviously, I'll talk about that after. So let's just recap. So Chris has got Ratchet and Clank, Bravely Default 2, Lego Star Wars, Cyber Shadow, Psychonauts 2, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Near the World's End with You, Loop Hero, New Pokemon Snap, and he's counter-picking Solar Ash and It Takes Two. Craig has got Monster Hunter Rise, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Nier Replicant, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Returnal, 12 Minutes, It Takes Two, Little Nightmares 2, and Crossfire X, which is, again, of those games, how many of them are you going to play, Craig? Little Nightmares 2, maybe Crossfire X?
Let me do a count in a minute.
2?
1, 2...
Maybe 12 minutes?
3?
If it comes to Game
12,
Pass?
12 minutes.
12 minutes is Game Pass.
So so you might play that. And he's counter-picked Halo Infinite because he's let himself down. And new Pokemon Snap, which is a good one. I've gone for a very PlayStation and somewhat horror-y list, which is funny. Horizon Forbidden West, Resi 8, Solar Ash, The Medium, Far Cry 6, Forza Horizon 5, Deathloop, Halo Infinite, Gotham Knights, and my counterpicks are Crossfire X and Bravely Default 2. So let's switch back to our beautiful faces. One moment.
I think you've gone for the most picks that I'd actually play, Dave. Looking at yours.
I don't know. I think I've got equally ballsy but equally reliable picks. Like something like Far Cry 6 is like a reliable pick. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that, I think.
Yeah.
Gotham Knights if it comes out.
Actually, none of us have gone for God of War or Hellblade or anything like that.
So we have 9 more picks throughout the year.
Yeah.
Everything costs at least $1 and we can bid on it. I believe is it Saturday? It updates.
Yeah.
So if you bid on something.
So I will see if I've won Loop Hero in the other one.
Yeah, so there's nothing announced now that I'm like definitely, in the coming months. I think if God of War does get a date for this year, I mean, that's going to probably be the big one. I mean, whoever's got the most budget left probably wins, because that game is like it's a guaranteed 20 points. So we'll check back in this periodically, maybe after like every month we'll pop in, see how games have done, how it's affected it. Obviously, like I said, Medium and Cyber Shadow out this week, so that'd be interesting. So before we shoot off, boys, because it's not been too bad, 43 minutes, what is the gaming plans for next week? So let's start with you, Chris. What have you got on the docket for the next 7 days?
Play more Cyberpunk. Try to finish it. Well, I will finish it. I'm mostly finishing it today, actually. That's my plan for the rest of the day. My holiday starts on Wednesday for my birthday, so I'll be playing a few games.
21 for the 15th time?
Yeah. I should have a Tibia Riser 2 turn up on Friday, so I might mostly start that.
Nice. So you've got plenty of choices, Pengy. Plenty of choices. Also, the Medium comes out as well. And Cyber
that comes out on my birthday.
On your birthday. What a birthday present that is for the big dog. So, yes. Craigo, other than Donut County and maybe shouting at Ubisoft, what is your plan for the week?
So yeah, that's kind of ruined my plan, because my plan was obviously just more Immortals over and over again. So I was enjoying it until the shenanigans. But it will be now Donut County, and then probably the Control DLC, I reckon. Simply because it doesn't sound like it's too long, and I could probably finish it before Thursday, I think it is, the
Thursday
Medium
for
comes out?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll probably finish one of them before
Mm.
Thursday, then play the medium, then play the second one. That's probably my plan.
Nice. It's a good plan. I mean, I look forward to your stream of the medium as well. On twitch.tv/. I'm joking. As for me, I mean, I'm going to continue playing my PlayStation games because Persona is going to take me a while, boys, if I'm honest with you. So I'll do a couple hours of that a day and a bit of dirt. And I myself am going to try the medium. I'm a big scaredy cat. I don't like horror games, but it kind of looks more Silent Hill psychological horror than it does Resident Evil jump scares.
For instance, I think it's
it's like that's what my worry was about the review score, is there isn't any combat, so it's whether it's boring. The idea and concept alone, if it runs well, will be good. So it's the first big Series S and X, Series X as I call it, Game Pass game. So I'm looking forward to it. And again, I feel like if it was on PS5, it would be ripe for a great review. But we'll see. We'll see if mine and Craig's cynicism is correct next week, won't we, Craig? But yeah. So that's it. It's a concise little episode, boys, which makes a change for us. It must be this lovely afternoon sunshine that we've got going on instead of the dinginess of the late Sunday. So that's us for another week, boys and girls. If you enjoyed the show, drop a like because it does help. I know everyone says it, but it does genuinely help. If you want to subscribe to the channel, go ahead. I have been your host, Earwolf Gizmo. This is goodbye from me and goodbye from Craigo and Pengy.
Bye, everyone.
It's Brady Bunch it. Bye, everybody.